Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Marty here with the Prepper Journal, and if you've seen any of my previous videos, you can see that I've been screwing around with melting old scrap lead that I found and making my own ingots. And I've also been looking into making my own bullets. And I've went out and bought the cool Lee melter, and I've got the lime and mold and all that stuff. But I got to thinking last night, what happens if it's a economic collapse or a WROL situation and there's no power and you can't go out to the store to get the bullets, or you can't find any more lead because everybody's picked it up, and I just happen to have a little bit on hand, and I need to start making ingots and making my own bullets, old school way. So me being a complete novice and not really doing this before, as far as melting lead goes, I'm like, I want to see if I can't do it by improvising with stuff I have around the house. And I don't think it'd be that difficult, but me not having hardly any knowledge of melting lead and making ingots, making my bullets, I figured it would be a pretty cool challenge. So what I found is, I found this old pot. Okay, now actually a neighbor was throwing this pot out, and I went and asked her if I could have it. She said sure. So I'm saying I found this pot. Now I found a box of matches, and I did find these matches. They were in the bottom of my toolbox. And, old spoon, found that too. And I don't know where this came from, but it was in my building. So I'm like, well, I'm going to try to use that as a mold. So, and then as far as you can see, I made a fire with sticks and little branches and a little junk particle board that I found. And that's going to be my heat source. And I found this grill piece here out of an old grill that I had. So those are my components, and I've got some wheel weights, and I'm just gonna say I pulled them. Now, as you can see, there's one thing that I don't have, is I need something for flux. Yes, I've got some Gulf wax that I've read that I can use, but I'm pretending I don't even have that, so I'm gonna have to use sawdust, which people say works pretty good. So I'm actually gonna make my own sawdust. So let's see how this will work. This might take a long time. But you get the point. Now, as you can see, I turned my vise around to where I don't have to try to catch everything in my pan. Just letting it all hit the table here, and I'll sweep it up when I think I have enough. And also, I'm kind of making fuel for my fire, little bitty pieces if I need to stoke it, so it's kind of a win-win situation. Oh yeah, I didn't realize how fat and lazy I've been getting until I started sawing this damn wood. I'm like, I'm wore out. Okay, now here's my homemade sawdust. I'm hoping that's enough for the lead that I'm going to be melting down, hopefully. So let's give it a shot. Okay, now as you can see, I've got my pot on the fire there. I'm trying to get it good and hot, and I may be getting the crap off of the bottom. And I'm letting my little mold get hot. And I'm currently trying to get my fire to get hot enough to where to melt lead. And I think I'm getting kind of close. So this is my improvised lead melting. So I'm hoping it works, or I'm screwing around for nothing. And here we go. Lead melting underway. Let's see if we can't do this. I'm gonna have to keep stoking my fire and keeping the temperature up, and see what don't happen. So wish me luck. So I think I'm starting to get hot enough. It's getting up there because you can see my digital thermometer. It reads air. Well, depends where I hit it, but on the pot, I don't know if you can see that. 589, it's getting up there in temperature, and when I get right there, it gets the air, so it must be getting over 600 degrees. The maximum temperature on this is 610 degrees. So, see where it says 6100? So, I'm getting up there. Okay, check this out. I noticed that my neighbor was cooking out last night. He went to work, and I went and looked in his gas grill, and he had some leftover charcoal. Shh, don't tell him, but I ripped him off. And I have noticed my lead's starting to melt now. But these have come in nice to keeping the heat, under my pot, I hope. So let's try them out. Now if you can look, you can see it starting to melt. Good thing, good sign. I've learned one thing: I have to constantly keep stoking this fire with little sticks and wood and stuff that I find, or little pieces of wood that I cut off on some of my wood pile over there. It's got to stay hot all the time. As you can see, I'm starting to get everything melted down. The hardest part is just keeping the fire hot enough. Because as soon as the wind starts blowing, it cools that pot down, and man, it solidifies in a hurry. So I'm really struggling trying to keep that fire hot enough to keep it melted. But I'm getting there. Okay, folks, the time has come, and I've actually got all that lead melted. Got my fire hot enough, and now I'm going to add the sawdust that I made. And hopefully, I don't know how much I need to add, but I hope that's enough. Like I said, it's first time doing it, and it's definitely a learning experience. And if I'm not mistaken, it should catch fire, I think. Now that sawdust is cherry. It's pure cherry wood. It's not MDF board or nothing like that, so I'm hoping it works like it's supposed to if it gets hot enough. And I think I did this step right. I think I'm supposed to wait to pull the clips off until after it catches fire or whatever, burns down, does whatever. If not, I guess you guys let me know. Now I just want to show you guys picking all the metal and shit out of it. Now, when I put the sawdust in it, I never did see it catch fire, but I want to go ahead and clean all the crap out of it before my fire gets weak and it starts to solidify again, because I want to get these molds done. So, but I did find one good thing to use to keep my fire hot is that particle board. It burns really hot, and it seems like it does a really good job at keeping everything hot and going. So actually, throw this stuff in here. For a little fire, it's a hot ass fire. Last thing I want to do is let that get cold again. So, go ahead and try to ladle. Don't hate me for not being perfect. I'm trying to improvise. Worst case scenario. See how I can do. Now I've still got some funk on this. I didn't get it all off. Like I said, rookie in action. Trying to do the best I can. Get all the dirt and shit off of it. Okay, now, this is going to be the trick. I'm going to use this as something to put my mold on so I can scoot it off the fire so it can cool. Notice I don't have any gloves, which I know is a no-no. Just kind of in a hurry. Here, just for safety's sake. Okay, now, this, hopefully, I'll be able to start to cool. Now, let's do the rest of that. On the cheap because I'm running out of heat time. how this don't work out, guys. Now these are still pretty hot, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to get them out and see what they don't do. Because I don't know how long they should have to cool. So. Bam. Look at that. Ingots. But they're still not nice and pretty the way I want, because again, I didn't have this mold hot. Well, it was kind of warm, but I would say ingot number 2 is definitely a big improvement over ingot number 1. And then this is my half ingot, what I had left over. That still looks pretty. So let's try the improvise mold here. Gotta remember. Now this might get baked in here. I might have to cut it, peel it out. Oh, damn! Look, it worked. Came out just fine. Oh, you hot little son of a bitch. Anyways, I play with fire all the time, so I'm kind of used to grabbing hot stuff. So don't try that at home. So let's try some. Okay, as you can see here, this is my very first ingot, and you can see the different layers where it got hot and cold, and it layered up on me. This is the second one. Looks a little bit better. Plus it's a full block, and yeah, F. I give this a D+, and this is where with my leftover lead, I would give that probably a D. It's not a full bar, D, yeah. And this is my improvised mold. Now it filled out nicely, and it's just not shiny and pretty like the other ones, but I give that one I give that a good C. So I've got another pot on the fire right now. I'm gonna try to get my molds even hotter, and that way when I pour, it doesn't give me the inconsistency in layers. So let's go check this out. And don't forget the dog's helping. She's watching out for any bad guys or zombies. Okay, folks, look what I found. The sawdust didn't work the way I seen it work on YouTube, so I was thinking, well, I need to get some wax and see if it doesn't work like they show it. And what I did, I remember we had some old jelly stored away that we topped off with Gulf wax, so I went in there and got a couple pieces of wax off 2 jars of jelly, and I'm going to knock off a piece and use that as my flux and see if that don't work better. I hope I'm doing this in the right step, but if not, I'm sure you guys let me know. Okay, now I've got the fire hot again, and all the lead's melted. And I added my paraffin wax, and yes, I am upstream from the wind, so I'm not inhaling any fumes. And as you can see, the wax caught fire like it was supposed to, so that makes me happy. So I'm gonna let that burn off, and then I'm gonna skim all the clips and shit out. Well, here we go, folks. Little muffin cup number 2 and bar number 3, full bar. As you can see, I still have the layers in it, but the consistency of the bar is getting a whole lot better. And it's still kind of warm, but see the bottom? I'm learning. Working on the 3rd batch right now. Well, folks, my last batch, I poured probably close to 4 pounds, and these are hot. They're still in the molds. I went ahead and decided to use this because I just wanted to get more done, but I proved to myself that with basic fire and basic things I could scrounge around, I had the skills to make my own lead ingots. And I've got 4 bars and 2 muffins, and these are my new ones. This one here, that one, it didn't fill up all the way, and I went back and poured some more on top of it, so it's not going to be as pretty as the other ones, but I would say my skill is definitely improving pretty quickly. So guys, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, drop me a line, or any tips, please let me know. And I think I'm going to go and grab me something to eat. So I've been working pretty hard. So guys, I will talk to y'all later.